This episode of Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com. Mr. Crowley, what went down in your head? Oh, Mr. Crowley, did you talk to the dead? Hello and welcome back to Before the Bat, the Pennyworth Podcast. I am Phil.
It's still before the bat.
It's way before the bat. Anyway, I am Phil. Joining me as always, DC Superfan.
That's me, Tyler.
You're the other guy here.
Yeah, I'm filling in. What do you say?
Pull Mr. James. Mr. John.
Hey, if James had been caught up with us, I was going to get him on here with us.
Tell him he has a chance to catch up because it's like, I guess they're taking next week off from Labor Day. So,
oh man,
yeah,
I forgot. I'm so off on my weeks because they changed our work schedules up so much.
But yeah, I just looked at the calendar. So yeah, programming note. Yeah, they're off next week, I guess, for Labor Day. But then I think there's 4 episodes left, so that'll take them right to the last week of September. So looks like September 29th should be the final episode of season 1, hopefully.
And we haven't heard anything about if they would do a second season or what. So I don't know.
Wonder how the ratings are doing.
Right. That's we've talked about this each time. I'm like, I don't know. Like, okay, so this episode straight up is the most Gotham-like feeling episode.
Oh yeah, it took a complete detour. I mean, we were pretty much grounded in reality the first 5 episodes. Don't get used to that, people.
Janine and I were talking about this episode before. Like we were just talking. I was like, do you think they were like, hey, we still got the rights to a Batman, right? Some characters, yeah. Remember how you wanted to do a James Bond show, but no one would let us do a Bond as a TV show? Yeah. Remember how Alfred would work for MI6? Yeah. Let's just mix it together. But I mean, that's the flavor that you kind of get, like especially from the intro. That's not the show we're getting, anyways. Like,
oh no.
I didn't really have expectations for this show, but I feel the way they set it up from the pilot, this is not what we're getting now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Just I was watching this. I was like, really? Because at first, I mean, we get someone who claims to be a witch, and I was like, oh, maybe she's just, full of it. But
yeah, like they went like this is the episode that if this was October, this would where I'd feel like this is their Halloween episode.
Yeah, but they're not doing.
Yeah, it's August.
Yeah.
So it really kind of threw me, just the tone, because it was a complete tone shift. Even Phil doesn't even know what he's staring at. He's just lost in space over here.
No, I'm looking. I was trying to find the music for this episode because I mean the title of the episode is Cilla Black.
Yeah.
Who I was looking it up on Wikipedia. Priscilla Marie Veronica White, better known as Cilla Black, was an English singer, television presenter, actress, and author.
Yeah, we had talked about how they had changed the titles because we were trying to figure out what the titles meant. They're all like female singers.
She began her career as a singer in 1963 after she was championed by her friends, who some of you may have heard of, called the Beatles.
Oh yeah, I've heard of them. Small band.
I think I've heard of them, yeah.
They had that one song. Man, I don't remember. There was something I wanted to look up real quick while we were talking.
Yeah, because I was looking at her Wikipedia, and then like I said, I was just trying to look at the see if I could find a list for this episode's music to see if there was some reason why they just unless they were just naming these after like famous
British
women
singers.
Yeah.
Because like the one song that I recognized in the episode was Inagata Davida.
Yes. Okay, here we go.
Which came out in 1968. So always trying to find like little things.
I'm seeing 3 songs, but none of them
are by her. Like I saw, like that's what I was looking at before. Like I see one song by her, but it was from episode 1 from the pilot. Something's gotten hold of my heart from episode 1.
All I know is that this episode was trippy. And you know what? I actually wasn't really a fan of this episode because it was just so completely different. It just I feel like it just really took it to a dark place, a weird place.
It is very weird because they're just like, if you really enjoyed, I guess, I mean, I'm willing to go with it, but I mean, I guess if you really enjoyed like the tone of the first 5 episodes, it's like, where did that go?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it started kind of grounded in like a not reality, but like a sense of reality. And then this episode just takes it. I mean, they mix in historical figures and real people.
Again, I guess they're really playing with historical figures in the timeline because Aleister Crowley, supposedly.
Yeah, exactly. And that's all I was like, wow. Like, and then that, I mean, they went, okay, so let's just back up.
Oh, wait. I looked him up. Aleister Crowley died in December 1947. So, like I said, we're playing with the timeline here. Although we did get black and white TV in this episode. So.
Yeah. We got a lot of weird stuff in this episode.
That's what I'm saying. So, our 60s.
Like I said, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida came out in 1968.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know. It's just one of those things where you're just like,
it's like a lot of Batman properties where we're just playing with time and space here. It's, you know.
But the episode starts with, you know, Patricia falling down on Thomas, and you know, Thomas actually was okay. So Thomas was actually quite smart by piecing together that maybe the CIA had a double hit or something set up to get rid of the male leader of the No Name League.
Yes.
And now we have his wife gained, and we talk about, you know, the Ripper.
The Ripper.
You know, being there.
Oh yeah. I just love Thomas. He was like, you know, you don't trust me with all the info, and you know, to his credit, his boss kind of let him in on the, you know, the Americans don't need unrest over here, so we need a truce, and if we have to kill the female leader, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, so we have that, and then we find out that Patricia comes all messed up, and basically Thomas asks Martha to watch her. And then basically, you know, I thought it was kind of funny, the whole like, hey, pretend like I'm an ex. And I was like, okay, that could work. And then like I told you, man, like I'm just not feeling any kind of chemistry, like relationship, like friendship building of anything between Thomas and Alfred and Thomas and Martha. And they cut the cord on Martha and Alfred. Like the chemistry they had, like that was just, yeah, I mean, that just, I don't know, like that should be the core, is like building that triangle friendship.
I do like that Thomas's sister is such a mess, because it kind of gives us like a reason that she doesn't get Bruce at the end there, you know.
Yeah.
After their murders, it's like, oh, she's such a mess. Yeah, just give the kid to the butler.
Yeah. I mean, I almost was expecting Patricia to not make it through this series. Still kind of, you know, wondering, because basically Patricia takes Martha to a party hosted at this mansion by Aleister Crowley, and it's a Satanist party, and it's ridiculously crazy. And the scene that I had to like watch twice is where she's trying to escape, and it's like she's in a maze, because she goes out the doors, down the stairs, goes through another door, and she's back in the same room, but each time it changes, like the way the people are acting. And I was like, wait, did I see that right?
So I guess you could even play with it and say it's not supernatural. They just like drugged her or something, but
That was first thought because she drinks the champagne, and of course, everybody's probably spiked on some sort of psychedelic drug. So I mean, that's a factor into it. The other thing I was like, we see Jason Ripper there.
Yeah.
So what's that have to do with anything? You know, like that's something to keep in mind.
Just people just like having sex all through the house as like she's trying to get away with.
Like I told Janine, I was like, it was more interesting because they did more editing with the sound than actually the visuals, with trying to really show what was going on.
Yes.
And then she sees basically the goat man looking thing as she's trying to escape. I was like, dude, I was just like, this episode just went to like, what the heck place, you know?
All right. I have a conspiracy theory here. Tell me what you think about this.
All right.
The guy using the name Aleister Crowley, who could have history with the Waynes. What if that's Dr. Hurt?
Okay. That makes more sense. I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling Jania, like, if they're going to go like with this, when they introduce like the idea of the witch, and we'll get to that story, is a character they could, if they wanted to bring in, that could work as Jason Blood.
Yeah, I know.
Like, just because, you know, if you wanted to just tease something, touch something, doesn't have to be, you know, really like in depth. Mm-hmm. But I was like, you know, what'd be kind of interesting is instead of seeing like the goat man, like she saw some sort of like bat creature. Well, it's almost like she gets cursed or something, like in the back of her mind, feeling like she's got this curse laid upon her.
Well, that's what I was waiting for her to get cursed. I was waiting for someone to say, you know, one day, years from now, you're going to die in a dirty alley and you're, you know.
Or just like your death will have implications in what you bring about, like some sort of like prophecy curse type thing. Mm-hmm. And like she would just see like an image like of a monstrous bat or something. Like I was like, okay.
Where I was going to say, like the end of the episode, she wakes up in a field naked. I was just waiting for them to say, you know, she got impregnated by some bat god or some bat demon or something.
And I was like, this is ridiculously crazy because there's no Patricia, nothing else. And then I thought, is it the House of Mystery? Like, was the house really there? Because that was my first thought. Was the house really there? Like, is she in the same spot? Like, or is she just in a field? Like, I was like, I don't know. And she wakes up, and I'm like, I don't know how I feel. I'm like, man, this is just the most crazy episode.
So was the Ripper there because like they specifically wanted Martha or they wanted a way into the CIA and they figured they could use Martha, or were they just like looking for any victim?
Right. Like, I'm saying, like, it was just like, is there a point to this? Or are we just wasting time?
Poor Thomas.
Yeah, I mean, so the other storyline basically is Alfred trying to get the name of who killed Esme.
Oh yeah, he goes.
The Ripper says, the Ripper says basically sends him to a witch.
Yeah, he's like, you promised me a name, and he sends him to this witch. Basically, what, like way back, secret room in this hospital or whatever.
Like a Catholic hospital is what it looked like.
Yeah,
in like a prison, you know. So
because he was like, I forget what was the name. He is it Baroness Ortsy?
Because I was like thinking, like, is it somebody like a Madame Xanadu or type? But no.
But yeah, yes, because they're not going to let him in, and he's like, "Oh, the Ripper sent me." So,
and I'm like, okay, interesting.
And then, you know, she says, you know, because she tried to tell Alfred that she, you know, she's a clairvoyant and stuff, and he's not buying it. And she says, you know, deliver me a red rose and the left hand of a murderer, and I'll identify the killer
on the full moon.
Yes, and he's like,
you know, and then so Alfred goes back to his job. He's angry. The guy doesn't want to pay his bill.
Oh, before we get there, Thomas comes in looking for his sister and Martha, and Alfred's like, I don't trust you. Get out of here. He's like, okay, I'll let you know.
And then I like what Thomas said. He's like, look, I'm a spy. You know this.
Yes.
He's like, I could be a good friend to you. You know, he's like, and I wish you would have stressed it more. Like, look, this has nothing to do with the other stuff. This is, and I need somebody like, but then because this episode ended the way it did, I figure Alfred's going to help him.
Yeah.
Because You know, he says but did you catch? He said they've been missing for 2 days.
Oh.
That's what threw me. Is when he says it, I'm like, what? Like, so he's been looking for him for 2 days. And I was like, okay. But man, did you see Alfred, how cold and awkward he was towards the barkeep's daughter?
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was just like, last episode. I guess that's what he needed to bring himself out of his funk. He needed to blow off steam. I mean, he blew a guy's head off and then
took a plunge.
Yep,
that's what I'm calling it now.
He had to shoot off 2 different kinds of shotguns last episode.
Oh. But yeah, I mean, and then he was cold to her, and but I think in one way he wasn't focusing because he did have the moment of, oh. But man, come on, Alfred, be the nice guy. Go talk to her. Don't leave her thinking she was just used by you, man. Don't be like that.
I mean, I think she kind of was. I don't think he was intentionally looking
right.
The barkeep's daughter, but I'm just
at least talk to her.
Yeah.
Let her know, like, hey, straight, be the good man, be the gentleman that you are, not the brute animal.
But even his father was like, put his hand on his hand, at the dinner table.
Mm-hmm. Mr. P.
Mr. P. That's weird that the wife calls him Mr. P.
And then, let's see. So I felt sorry for that. But then, yeah, Alfred gets in a fight at work. And the guy pulls out, his name was Hatchet Jack, pulls out a machete. Alfred gets away and ends up cutting off his hand.
Yeah, machete almost looks like a sword almost.
I was like, where was he keeping that nobody noticed?
I'd be afraid to move. If it's strapped to my side, I'd be afraid of cutting myself.
Yeah. But, and then when Alfred sees a rose laying there with a hand in the reflection of the full moon, he's like, oh, and he takes it to her. He has some trippy dream experience, weird thing. He sees his sergeant from when they were all in the military and their buddy died. Spanish. And then he sees somebody singing and he thinks it's Esme. Or at least that's what I perceived. And then it pans and it's the barkeep's daughter, which then Janine goes, what if it was the barkeep's daughter that killed her? Would that be a twist? And I said, that'd be a pretty dope twist.
That's what I was thinking too, because didn't Beth say she's not a man and a woman?
Yeah. Yeah, and then like when the witch goes, who's the other woman? And I was like, well, that's kind of an interesting question because who would Alfred perceive to be the other woman?
Yeah.
Would it be that he kissed Martha that got him late going home? Would it be that he took a plunge with the barkeep's daughter? Or is it referring to Bet, who's being out there trying to, find out about Esme's death? So, that was an interesting note. But then, so they finally got a fake nose on Mr. Harwood, so he doesn't look like Skeletor.
I know.
And that like every scene with them has just been like weird and awkward. It's almost in a lot of ways this episode felt like 3 different. No, not some. I mean, like I felt like it was just a shift. Like I was like watching one show with Harwood, one show with.
I mean,
all the weird stuff.
I mean, at least the Harwood stuff. I mean, as crazy it was like kind of grounded in reality. Yeah,
that was the normal stuff in this episode.
Yeah, he was getting his memory back. He's got the fake nose, and then like at the end, he tells Bet and Peggy he wants them to come with him because he has to go back to England, to London and stuff. And yeah, that's all the normal stuff. It's like the other 2 storylines, complete theme change.
Yeah, I mean the other stuff I was just like, what is this? So I don't know. Like it felt more filler for something that has 10 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh hey, we're gonna do a game changer in episode 4, deliver you something in episode, and then episode 6 we're gonna become a whole new show.
I mean, at this point, I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the ghost of Esme.
Yeah, I'm right. Like, I kind of was expecting that in his dream, and I was kind of expecting that when the last episode where he saw Spanish.
Yes.
Which I bet he blames himself for Spanish's death, or he had to kill Spanish for something. We saw where the Mrs. Black or Mrs. Darkness that he had shot on accident. So I was looking for us to see like the ghosts of the people that Alfred feels responsible for killing. So that was that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I know. It's just, I mean, it's one thing to introduce the supernatural and stuff, but it's like we got two different storylines that, just all of a sudden, boom.
Right, like Alfred sees a real witch.
I was still in shock.
And Martha goes and visits Aleister Crowley. It was just weird. And then, of course, the other thing was we had the two female leaders of the Raven Society and the No Name Wings kind of meet, and they're brokering a truce. And then she, like, when she gave her hug, I was kind of expecting her to, like, stab her in the back.
No, I think the hug was more for, like, the CIA.
It was a symbol of step down.
Yeah,
because like you know how Thomas
stand down without an agreement. Yeah, if things weren't going well, if she walked away without hugging her, boom, they would have shot her dead.
Yep. So, but I mean, it's one of those episodes. Like some things happen, but I don't know. Like, it's definitely if I had to rank them so far, this is the bottom.
Oh, really?
Just because I feel like it completely took away from the story. You know, like when you're watching, like say. I don't know, any other show that has like a higher episode count. This is like the filler one.
Yeah.
Where there's maybe a line or two of dialogue about the main plot, but everything else is just kind of a filler.
I mean, I'm willing to give this a shot. It is very different in tone, but what was it last episode where he was just sitting around moping after Esme got killed? I mean, it was still a good episode, but I didn't think as much got done last episode.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Because that was like kind of like the revamp of like after the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
This was like, hey, remember that cliffhanger? Yeah, we got nothing. Mm-hmm. We're just gonna we couldn't figure out what to write, so we just wrote this.
Yeah, it's not. Oh, but in other Alfred news, yes, there is other Alfred news. Did you read Batman 77?
Not yet.
Spoilers.
You can spoil. It's cool.
Spoiler alert. It appeared. I mean, it could have been. They could have so faked this. Could have been someone else. Bane appears to snap Alfred's neck and kill him.
That would suck.
And I'm just that's what me and Loaf were talking about. It's like, one, would they kill off a classic character like Alfred? I mean, that's like killing off Perry White or something. It's like,
I mean, they would, but I thought there would be built more to it.
Yeah, that's what
like
I'm saying. It's not.
It's like when they killed Damien. Like you heard rumors, you had suspicions, everybody was looking for it to happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Did it happen? And it was a big like, oh my gosh, you know. And killing off Alfred would be a huge game changer move. But I mean, I've not even heard anything about it.
Well, like me and Lilith were theorizing the other night. Think about this: we have a Pennyworth prequel show with a younger Alfred. Is this the point where they're going to throw Alfred in a Lazarus pit and kind of de-age him?
I mean, why not?
We're going to get a younger Alfred who can like go out there with Batman, be more physical, and
that would be interesting. I mean, be something different, change up the way Alfred serves his purpose. Yep.
It
would be interesting.
Because it was basically Bane and the Rogues telling like Batman, like Batman's they almost killed Batman. He's being nursed to by Catwoman, but like they're telling like Tim and Damian to stay out of Gotham or they'd kill Alfred. But Damian decided to sneak in anyway. So they're like, "Oh, this is on you, Damian." Snap. So everyone's like, "Oh, is this going to lead to the darker Damian Batman in the future and stuff?" It's just like,
or was it Clayface?
Yeah, ask Hush.
Exactly. And I've seen Hush
a
lot.
Yeah, I watched that.
A lot. Spoilers. Did you like it?
I liked it for the most part. The end, the twist at the end, kind of. I was like, really?
Yep. That's my only issue with that is the twist at the end. I felt they missed the point, and because it's in continuity, they ruined a character that we no longer get. So that character, I'm not saying who, hasn't been in any other continuity film, shows up like this, and now is removed from ever appearing again. So
you're taking away the spirit of the original story.
Right. I mean, it'd be like doing the Killing Joke without ever doing the flashbacks. Like, that's part of the point of the Killing Joke. That's actually the point why I actually like that story, is the flashbacks.
Yeah.
So, anything else?
And I just wonder if, like, the success of the Alfred show is that what inspired Disney to come out with a Moon Knight show soon on Disney Plus?
Disney Plus is gonna just be amazing.
Oh my Lord! I'll have to send you the article. Just all this, like, the stuff they're gonna have on there is just ridiculous.
Right. And like I've said all along, Disney's the only company that doing their own streaming service kind of makes sense because they own so much stuff.
There's like all kinds of Disney cartoons. There's Disney cartoons from TV. There, like Mickey, like the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, Mickey Roads to Racers. There's just, oh my Lord, there's, I think, what is it? Every Pixar movie except for Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
Every season of The Simpsons, all the Star Wars stuff, all the Marvel
stuff. Clone Wars, the Rebel, like what was crazy stuff I thought about buying, like Disney movies. I was like, wait, I'm not gonna buy that. It's gonna be on Disney Plus.
Oh, there's gonna be at least 5 or 6 like original Marvel series to start.
Yeah, and then they dropped the ball, or not the ball, they dropped it when they showed that they did the Lady and the Tramp live action just for Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, movie. Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, I'm like, wow, that's like high quality looking. And then of course they got the Mandalorian.
Yep.
And I'm just like, Disney Plus is gonna be like, it's a game changer.
And I think they said, like, for a couple bucks more, you can bundle it with Hulu.
Yeah, but why? Why would they?
Well, I think, they own part of that, but I think they said, like, some of the, like, more, like, mature series, like, they're going to put, like, Ghost Rider and Hellstorm over on Hulu, so. If you want it, I know Charlie.
I already have Hulu.
Like, I know Charlie's looking forward to it because he wants to get Disney Plus. He's already paying for Hulu, so he's like, well, if I can bundle it, maybe I can get my Hulu cheaper.
Yeah, it's not. I pay $5 a month for Hulu.
Yeah.
So it's cheap.
Better step up, DC.
Disney Plus. I'm just going to do the year, I think.
Yeah, because I think what was it? It was like, was it 60 or 70 for the year?
70. Yeah. It's like $70 for the year.
Yeah, because
like, seriously, it's like a no-brainer.
Cheaper to do, just the year, yeah.
So,
because there's going to be something on there to watch.
For the
whole family.
Just the fact that my kids like want to watch Mickey's Clubhouse, the Roadster Race, like you said. I would love to watch all the old Disney cartoons, like with Goofy, where he used to do like Goofy teaches you sports, Goofy does this, and like some of the old Mickey and Goofy shorts.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's worth it just for like, there's going to be a ton of stuff you're going to want to watch. The adults are going to want to watch, and when you're not watching it, there's stuff for the the kids are going to want to be on there. That thing's going to be good.
You'll get lost in just rewatching Pixar, rewatching the Disney movies, rewatching old Disney stuff you forgot about, rewatching the Star Wars, Clone Wars, or whatever. And then, of course, the new stuff that's going to drop with, all these Disney Plus live action Marvel stuff, which I feel like these Marvel shows are kind of like, you know what? We're not going to give you your own movie, but we're going to give you your own high quality streaming show because I feel like they don't want to, other than the Black Widow movie, they really want to move past where they were with Endgame. And that's why I think Thor 4 is so crazy because it's like the one main character that's getting a fourth film.
Yeah, I know.
So, but it's going to be kind of a change up. And then all the other ones are kind of filtering, like Doctor Strange, Black Panther, but we're supposed to be kind of moving into a new direction with the MCU.
Yeah.
So, because I mean, Endgame really was like the end. Like it felt like I rewatched Endgame. I'm just like, you could just end it here. It's how it feels. I mean, that's how they engineered it. Like, you know, so they have to rebuild.
Did for some people.
Yeah, I mean they have to rebuild the MCU basically. Your core Avengers are pretty much all done.
Oh yeah.
It's all your second tier and new people that have to reform the group. So, but anyways, that's different. Pennyworth was cool, but this episode, like, honestly, I'd almost want to, like, if I was rewatching this show from the beginning, like, just wanted to binge it, I would skip this one.
I don't know. I mean, it was kind of interesting. I mean, watch him cut the dude's hand.
It was just so quick.
I know, but just the minute the witch said, you know, the left hand of a murderer and, like, you know, a rose, I'm just like, oh, someone's getting their hand cut off today.
Oh yeah,
like it's coming. So when the guy pulls out the machete, I was like, oh, who's this guy?
You know who this guy is? Dead.
You mean righty?
But yeah, I mean, it's one of those episodes. It was like things happened, but not a lot to, like, because I mean, we could speculate forever about what happened in that house, but there's like no kind of clues. Like, was it a purgatory? Is Jason really there? Did Jason kill Esme? Why did Alfred think that his captain did it? And, like, so I missed the little part where, like, the dialogue where he talks to the boys about the captain. They show up and find a note.
Mm-hmm.
So are they saying the captain really did kill her?
Yeah, I know. That's weird. I mean, I don't know. I guess they're setting up another mystery, but yeah, but I don't know. I'm still, like, obsessed with, like, Aleister Crowley, quote unquote, is like Dr. Hurt.
Yeah, that's a great theory.
Because, like, in Batman RP, like, he seemed to know, like the hit, you know, like Thomas and Martha and Alfred and stuff. Because he was even claiming to be Thomas Wayne come back for a while. Because, you know, he's like, oh, Alfred and my wife were cheating on me. You know. And we did see that.
I mean, it would make sense if you want to tie it into an overarching, larger mythology.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's what I got.
All right. So should we get out of here?
Let's get out of here.
All right. So just remember, people, next week, like I said, I guess they're off for Memorial Day. You want to say Labor Day? They're off. So don't look for us. Don't look for the TV show. Be back in 2 weeks. All of us.
Yeah. Be back. Fighting for the queen.
Right. I still want to. I always, like, I feel myself slipping into, like, a British accent when.
Yeah, after I'm done watching it, like, because, like I told you, like, I gotta watch it with the caption because I just love some of the British slangs and quips and stuff that I would miss if I was just listening for it. You know.
You know, you're, like, walking around the house with your wife. You're just like, right, love, right.
I'll give it a go.
Give it a go. That's right. So you have an extra week. Everyone listening, especially you, Mr. James Cole, catch up. Email your thoughts to us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Find Before the Bat on Facebook, on Twitter, @BeforeTheBatPod. Follow Capes and Lunatics on Instagram. Check out Work in Progress, capesandlunatics.org. Subscribe to the Capes and Lunatics YouTube channel and our weekly newsletter, which I got to go work on, capesandlunatics.home.blog. Call the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And check us out live. You can watch us do this mess live on Facebook, on Twitter, the Capes and Lunatics Facebook, Twitter, and right here on GetVocal, VOKL.com. Tyler Patrick.
You can find me on the Krypton Report. We're finishing up our reviews of Krypton Season 2, the final season for now. Getting ready to talk a little bit about Titans with Season 2 and the introduction of Superboy. And prepping for Supergirl Season 5, as well as some other fun and dandy things we got going on.
Do you think was there any possibility anyone else could pick that up? Krypton?
I mean, there's always hope. I mean, Lucifer got picked up by Netflix for one season, and now it got renewed for another season, which they're marketing more as the final season. So, I mean, you never know. I mean, somebody could pick it up, retool the show.
Take another 5 years.
Yeah, take another 5 years. They bring it back, and now it's just about Jor-El. I don't know. Like, I would like to see something like we talked about last week. Even if they're like, all right, we'll give you a 2-hour movie, like Sci-Fi Channel original movie, and kind of wrap it up and their story and move into where they would have wanted it to go. Because they left us on multiple cliffhangers for the end of the second season. So
I was going to say, someone's going to buy it, take a couple years, retool it, so that by the time it comes back, it's like, Cilla's going to be sitting his kids down to watch it.
He'll be like, all right, kids, I started this series with your grandpa.
Pap, who is that?
Like,
Pap Tyler, who is that?
At this point, kids, I don't know.
Tell us the story about Doomsday again, Pap.
Gather around, children.
Oh, your dad liked Doomsday when he was little too.
No, my luck, he'll be like, Daddy, I hate Doomsday. And Solomon, but what? Solomon's on all these villain kicks. Like, he's on Killer Croc the other day.
Nice.
And he's like, Daddy, I want to watch Killer Croc episode of Beware the Batman. I'm like, okay. Then you discover Professor Pig. And I'm like, all right.
That's all right. Luca was asking me yesterday where he could buy some real web shooters.
Oh, well, hey.
He's like, where can we get some?
I know. You're just like, don't you feel heartbroken trying to tell him, like, it's not real?
I know.
You're just, I want to be like, yes, we're going to go get some web shooters. Where are you guys off to? Buy webbing? Oh, they're all out.
Because we're just like walking through the store and he's just like, doing the hands. And I'm like, no one else would like catch that. But I'm like, I'm the only one who knows what you're doing, right? He's like, yeah.
Well, Solomon and I were like arguing, trying to get to bed one night. He goes, I'll back up. So he goes, like right in the middle. Like, and I'm just like, did you just web? He's like, yes. But it's crazy. Like, we'll go play on the trampoline. He's like, Daddy, I'm Spider-Man. And then he'll like pick some bad guy for me. He'll be like, Sissy's Spider-Girl. She'll be like, no, I'm Minnie. So Minnie Mouse and Spider-Man teamed up to fight me. It was epic.
That's all right. My dad, Luca will play fight with my dad, who would be like, Hulk smash, or he'll be like, I have the Infinity Stones, Time Stone, you freeze. He's like, Power Stone, boom.
That's awesome.
All right, let's get out of here. So yes, everyone, join us in 2 weeks for the next episode. But you can come back here.
I'm about to say a Pennyworth, not two nerd dads rambling.
Yeah. That's what you show. 2 nerd dads.
Yeah.
My 2 nerd dads.
Exactly.
Nice. Teaching the kids right. Teaching my son and my wife. She didn't know this stuff before she met me. Multiverses and Infinity Stone.
Man, so I've been rewatching Flash. So I'm like, all right, Daddy, is that the good wells or the bad wells? No, that's good wells. He's like, okay. He's like trying to remember. He'll be like, why is good wells wearing bad wells' clothes? I'm like, hold on. Trying to explain this.
I remember the first time, like, when Danielle finally got it, like, we're watching Flash, and she's like, why does he do that vibrating thing? And I was just like, oh, you've never been hotter than you are right now.
There's things my wife will say. I'm just like, that's why you're my wife.
Remember, ladies, keep your men interested.
Yes, be interested in their stuff too.